Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today it's midweek Magic and it's Momir, so it's MMM. Anyway, so for those who are not familiar with Momir, we'll start with the deck. For those who are not familiar, you start out with a deck of 60 basic lands. In this case, we get snow-covered basics, but they're all basics. So you're probably wondering, why are they all basics? That's because there's only one thing you play. It's the Momir emblem. So basically, instead of casting spells and whatnot, you spend X mana, you discard a card, you create a token that's a copy of a random creature card. So there is a little bit of strategy, but otherwise this is just an sit back and unwind format. So it's not a format to be taken seriously. Please don't take it seriously. It's just meant to be very random and in a sense find the fun in the randomness, so to speak. I did say there is a little bit of strategy, and it's basically centered around the lands that you play. Primarily, you would want to prioritize red, black, and blue for the most part, because between certain cards that have upkeep costs and certain cards with activated abilities, those are the ones you want. Another thing to note is, especially what our opponent's doing, is he is not leading off with drops immediately. Ideally, you want to lead off in a tree with a tree drop. Though I think especially if you're in the draw, you want to lead up on a tree drop. Basically, you want to aim for a certain number. For me, I think the magic number is 9. So we're gonna lead off on the tree first, and well, we get a 2/2. So that's not the greatest part. Our opponent is probably gonna go at 4 anyway. Now number 3, number 4, basically 4s have a lot of onboard removal. So whenever one of your cards leaves the graveyard, okay, so that's not too relevant. We're definitely not swinging into that though. So we're gonna do X equals 4. Another note some people would say is don't do X equals 6. Okay, so creatures you control with power 4. So the second ability is relevant. At least here we get certain ability, some parts that are not relevant, some parts that are relevant. Here I have to decide if I want to just chump block or if I want to swing. Basically, I kind of do want to just chump block here. Primarily because it's not going to get the creature's not going to get better unless I hit a 5-drop with haste. Opponent hits whenever you gain life, so not super relevant here. Let's see if we can hit, but a flyer is still annoying. Well, so is a creature with ward, so at least we have some defense here. Also, because actually, as ward is going to practically be hexproof in this rate, because you're pretty much spending all out. Another creature with power 2 or less might be a bit late on that part. Now for us, there is a risk at playing a 6-drop because there is a creature called Bells and Lock. We call it the Bells and Lottery base, where there is a chance that you hit a card that makes you lose immediately. Okay, at least in this case we don't lose immediately. Might as well hold this guy back. Our opponent is gonna probably start drawing a lot of cards if he manages to hit a power 2 in 7-drop power 2. I think Hornet Queen would qualify, and that's a lot of card draw and life gain, so that would be a disaster for us. Opponent going for 7 hits. Well, at least we're thankful that the timing is off. Our opponent is still gonna swing though. They could have been incentivized to hold back. There we go. So let's play another. We are at 7 drops, so 5, 6, 7. Okay, not so great. But now I'm incentivized to swing with these two guys. Ooh, opponent's gonna try to go in or go win off the 8 drop. There are a few annoying 8 drops I would note. This is not one of them. Oh well. It's close, but it's not one of them. Our opponent can actually use it to save themselves a bit, which might be better than just bringing us down to 10. Because even if they bring us down to 10, it's not enough. Yeah, that's more sense. They're gonna swing with both. They're gonna go for the win here. Yeah, the holdback probably makes more sense. I probably would not swing with either at this point. But there we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We get our own 8 drop. Let's hope it's good. Because there are some bad drops as well. Yeah, this one is not so great, but it's acceptable actually. So let's see, the way our opponent blocks. Yeah, I might as well swing with this. I should at least hold one back because this guy doesn't have trample, just in case. Now, if our opponent hits Zakama, it's a disaster for us, although they did not hit red mana. But it's still a disaster for us, I would say. Opponent's just gonna chump eat that, so it's a good thing we held back. The trample damage might be opponent might be incentivized to double block, but that's still gonna kill them. Yeah, there is an incentive to actually swing with this one. Everything has trample. Opponent's probably regretting swinging with this one now. We did get lucky that even though this is a very poor convoke creature, yeah, opponent's gonna readjust. So they take 1. They go down to 9. Oh, they're gonna snipe this one. Okay, that makes sense too. That makes more sense. I'll take. Actually. Oh. I don't know if they're expecting to hit power 2 creatures unless they lowball it. There is no X9 that gives a lot of small creatures. Let's see what they hit. Okay, so that will block this one. So that's a bit annoying for us. We are forced to trade this one, but we won't be able to swing back. We will need to hit a good 9-drop of our own. And Tarask is not one of them. I will have to... Okay, so let's do some math. We're dead here anyway. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, there's no good out for us here. Yeah, unfortunately we did not cast this one, so we're not going to get the benefit of that. We swing with all these. This one just gets chumped by this. This one gets eaten by this. This one just trades off, but we still die to this. So you know what? That's good game. I'm just gonna send the team, but we're probably gonna concede after this. And the blocks are very easy to figure out. So again, yeah, you should not take this format too seriously. If you take it too seriously, you're only going to get frustrated by the, oh, you got saved at the last minute. It happens to your opponent, but it will probably happen to you as well. So yeah, so it's a lighten up format. Don't take it too seriously. I know some people that do get frustrated over it, but you will eventually hit your 2 wins. So I will say that was our first 9-drop from the AFR, and yeah, it's in a situation like that, it was disappointing. In any other situation, we probably would have held hold. Okay, so opponent gets an eye twitch. We are not incentivized to hurry up, so I'm actually going to just pass. I'm depending on what our opponent hits as a 2-drop, I might just go X2. I will also note that... Ooh. Okay, I'm incentivized to go X2 now. Which is a bit of a bummer, but let's see. Electromancer. Well, it will just trump this one. So we're willfully taking damage off the top. Goblin Matron does nothing, so we already have a bit of an advantage there. We will of course chump this. And since our opponent started the fire, we are going to hit our 3-drop. It does give us an excuse to skip 6. And I'll gladly take that excuse. Well, it's a 3/3, but it trumps this one. I don't know if it trumps their 4-drop though. Again, I'm not a fan on doing X1 because you miss out on some of the bigger ones. 3/5. Opponent getting really careless. I have no idea what's going on. At least we hit a 4-drop that should be able to... Well, it's not a beast. We can sacrifice it to gain 4 life if we have to. Oh yeah, this from Jumpstart. Okay. So at least we have something that can chump this one. Well, technically, it could just tap itself to tap down a creature, so that's another way around it. So let's see what they hit under 5. Okay, that's relevant. I think it incentivizes our opponent to... Okay, yeah, it slows them down. Not a great drop. It's yet another 4-drop. So I might actually just pass. So we're getting domed on top here. Good news is our opponent's now stuck on 6 drops forever, while we can at least hit 7 drops. Let's see what their 6 is. They could choose to fight this one, which it's fine. They most likely just choose to fight this one. Yeah, that makes the most sense. Let's see if we can hit that magic. If the opponent's... Well, of course you swing with the eye twitch. There's nothing I can block with. Also note that our opponent does need mana to activate that. So let's see. We might hit the Bells in Lottery, but... Always be brave. Never mind. If you lose, you lose. We do get a 6/6, so I'll take that. So we can at least force our opponent to hold up mana for this. If not, we can pretty much defend forever. We can also start hitting 7 drops. That gets us out of Bells and Lottery range. That said, 6 is a good number for removal and stuff. Our opponent might also just tap this down, hit 5 drops instead. It is a reasonable plan. No, they're going for the 6. Massacre Worm. We can probably just block with Tetsimok, or... Or we take the actual block that's good. We will take a huge chunk of damage, but it is what it is. But we now need to be careful of this now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, we can actually hit 8s. That might work. But that said, it's also... We have to be careful with how we block, because every time a creature of ours dies, we lose 2 life. Actually, that might do us in already. Because our opponent just attacks with everything. This one gets true. Let's hope our opponent is shy about this. I think they're smart though. They'll just attack with everything, and we kind of lose that way. We probably could have made some blocks earlier, but we would have taken less damage. Yeah, that was a good game. Yeah, we would have taken way too much. Actually, we could skip some damage, but we're still gonna take too much damage. Oh wait. Let's see if that... So that takes us to 7. That takes us to 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I forgot all about the Ravenous Ballot. Let's see if the 8 saves us. We could still die, but it basically gives us a 1 turn. It gives us 1 turn. Also note there's no point in underspending. You can only use this ability once. Oh, it's just to gain life and draw a card. And they probably whiffed because it's like a 0 drop that happened. So that's one thing to be careful. We're still probably gonna die to this. But we might actually hit our 9, which may or may not... It's kind of Zakama or bust at this point. We'll see. No, it's not Zakama. At the beginning of your upkeep, you make a 3/3 beast. Yeah, we did not make it in time. We did goof up by not doing blocks earlier. So now that's a good game for real. We just did not happen to hit the blocker, and turns out that I twitch one in the end. So yeah, even with that, I still would say that not playing a 1-drop is still correct. Though we did get kind of messed up in the middle part because our opponent managed to hit card advantage while we did not. I do think I'm still wondering if blocking one of their creatures would have saved us more damage in the long term. It might have, but so was sacrificing the Ravenous Beast. Actually, another thing I could have done there was I could have done it in response because as soon as it died, I could have had an additional 2 life. Now that I think of it, I goofed up on that one. I sacrificed way too early. Also, it's the third time we're going second. We'll do an X3 because we still hit 9 drops anyway at this rate. And we get the Palladium. Ooh, nice. So we can hit X6s. We'll try to hit the X6, but we might end up losing to a very early Bells and Lock, but we'll go for it. Because unless our opponent can answer this, there is a big difference. Let's see. Nope, they hit a Scarecrow, which is what they don't want to hit. Gamble. Let's see, Bells and Lock? No! Garuda, so that does nothing, but it's still big enough. Then we can start hitting 7 drops and whatnot. At least at least things are smiling on us. Opponent conceded way too quickly there. Like it's not like 6 drops, 7 drops, 8 drops are going to always outclass 4 drops, 5 drops, 6 drops. You have to remember that they did add a few cards, so there are some duds in the 8, 9, 10 slot. particularly the 9 slot, though I wouldn't exactly call that last one. The 9 slot with the Tarask, that's not, I wouldn't even call that, just unfortunate. It's good in almost every other circumstance. Personally, I like getting mana of all colors because you never know what activated abilities you're gonna have available. Also, I don't know why they're fighting, but it looks like they're... So this one's fine. Little extra card advantage. Not so much card advantage as at least we have a blocker of sorts. Opponent hits hexproof, can't cast. Okay, so we have a 6/6. At least we have something to chump it. So any removal we hit is not going to exactly hit. Well, that has menace, so that's something. So we might get a start on the damage race here. Also hard to decide if you want to activate this ability at all. I might actually just take the 6/4 now and see if I can come up with a good blocker. Ooh, Corvold. Oh, they have to sacrifice one of their lands, so so it's gonna set them back. They will get to draw a card, but it does set. But when every time they attack, it sets them back a bit. So we'll take the 6/4 now. We're still technically in trouble. I'm just saying that there's an interesting side effect. But we're still in trouble. Yeah, and all we get is an excavation elephant. I could swing with this, then say offer to mass block this guy, which is a plan. Yeah, we probably need to get some damage through. Opponent's gonna go for another 5. Well, that's not gonna happen. Our opponent might just end up swinging with this guy, which is fine. I can still swing with menace and... Oh, he's gonna swing with that. He's waiting for the all clear, I guess. He can choose to wipe these two or wipe these two. He's gonna choose to wipe these two, which I'm actually fine with. So let's see how good our 6 is. Okay, Gravewalker doesn't do much. Our opponent does get this to a 6/6, but I will swing with our menace guy because it forces it gets rid of the Wandering Archaic if we block correctly, which leaves them with one less creature to. Which means if they want to swing with this one, they have to sack a land again. Or they can sack whatever they drop on 6. Oh, Gravewalker 2. They need to decide. Yeah, it's a tough decision. I don't envy you. We do hit 7s now. Gearseeker Serpent. Not so great, but is technically unblockable. Our opponent could just go for swinging with Gravewalkers because that's a thing. Opponent's really just holding back. Ooh, Old Gnawbone. That's a good one from AFR. So we're in trouble because that's a lot of flyers. They probably want to sack a land. We are going to lose the Gravewalker. There is no way around it, which bodes very badly for this one. Opponent gets treasure tokens. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 8. We will hit our 9, but it's probably gonna be too late at this point. Each upkeep deals 3 damage to any target. Interesting. So we can snipe this. So at least we can trade off. But our opponents can go for an X1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can go for an X12. I actually want to see them do that because we actually don't have 12 drops in this format. Wait, do we have any 12 drops? 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, our opponent's going for a 10 drop. Jin Gitaxias. Well, that's good. We're probably gonna die to the old Gnawbone anyway. Yeah, since we're not sniping anything. So we hit an X9 now, but Zakama doesn't quite do it for... Well, it can block. Oh, yes. And we sometimes hit duds. That is what it is. Probably do want to swing with this one, though. Opponent gave that up very easily. So so it's really a chump block at this point. We can technically block Jin Gitaxias. Opponent's going for... Well, they're going for their own 9, so... It's going to be a race to see who deals what. I don't think our opponent's going to mill themselves out though, but... Yeah, we need to hit something or else we just lose to old Gnawbone. There's no way around that. Hold on. Oh wait, we win. We just did enough damage. we lucked out. We lucked out. I'll take it. I'll take it. I was almost about to make another creature until I realized, wait a minute, that's 5. And our opponent was not able to kill Gear Seeker Serpent. So, even in the face of old Gnawbone, we kind of made it. I guess my comment was, why did our opponent just give up the Gravecrawler though? I think they were afraid of us getting there sooner, but we ended up getting there anyway. So, well, no mountains to start. I usually like to have mountains because there are plenty of activated abilities around mountains. And primarily Zakama, let's be honest. Even though we're first, I still like to hit an X3. If only to just get the pressure going. As much as I like to hit 9s, we don't always have to hit 9s. Opponent's going for their X3 and ooh, Regisaur. Okay, we probably will lose. We're probably gonna lose. Let's see what our 4 is. 5/4 protection from blue. You know what? I think I'm going to just take it. Let's see what their 4-drop is though. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand. He probably wants to bounce this. So he just went net negative there. We'll take that. For 6, when it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature, deals damage equal. If it's a sac. You know what? I think we can race it this way. So here's the thing. I need to... So, attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. So it'll depend what the board state is. Also because I might want, let's see, 4-4. Okay, pro blue. Yeah, opponent knows that we're just gonna swing through with this one, then we might get extra damage through. I probably would have also started holding back the... I would have also started holding back the Sky Dancer at that rate. Yeah, so sometimes even if your opponent hits the really big stuff, it's not enough for them to win. Likewise, sometimes if you hit the big stuff, it's not enough for you to win either. Anyway, I'm gonna make this a relatively short episode, so we might do about 1 or 2 more matches here. We'll see how things pan out. Okay, very good trigger discipline there. You know what? We're just playing the we're just gonna play the exact opposites. Except this time in my case we're going to crack x equals 3. I feel like 3 has some of the best value cards at least, so it's okay to lead on those. Yorvo's not bad. It actually rivals a good number of X4s, 4 drops at least, or it matches up with them. No guarantees that we hit another green creature, but we'll see what comes up. Oh wow! Oh wow! This is just dumb. I did not expect this. I'll take it, but man, that was okay. We're probably gonna get hit by some sort of bad luck, like an Archon of Justice. So I swing with this one. It dies. It probably gets to take out Archon in response. Actually, we'll cancel that. We'll swing first. We'll see what our opponent does. Opponent just takes. Okay, x equals 5. We're not blocking it, but we can actually block the Tide Skimmer. Also, our opponent probably wants to attack with both just to draw the extra card, although it is a bad trade for them. They go for the X6. Oh, they're getting all the flyers. Let's go for our X6 and likely hit Bells and Lock. Bells and Lottery. Here we go. Nope. It's a Vigilance Dinosaur. Okay, so... swing with this. Probably should not have made this one first, just in case our opponent decides to double block. I definitely want to get rid of this one though, so that I don't have to worry about anything in the future. We probably end up losing Archon of Redemptions, which is the bad news. But we can still kind of race our opponent this way though. Our opponent is going to start drawing cards though. Opponent goes for 7 drop. Okay, it's a dud, so to speak. Opponent is going to start drawing cards though. They are incentivized to swing with both. There's no reason not to. Well, I just said there's no reason not to, and they choose not to. Okay, that's fine. Ooh! See? Now, opponent's going for their 8 drop, which usually is very big. So that might be an issue for us. That's big. This is also big. So I could just swing with these two just to get damage through. Snin enters the battlefield, kick, pay 2 life, target creature gets -1. Oh wow. I can also draw some cards this way since we have a big bank. So I'm actually gonna pass. Let's hope their 9-drop doesn't trump us. Also, it's just -1/-1 until end of turn, so that's an issue. But if they don't hit the flyer, well, they hit the flyer. So it does have flying, but doesn't have trample. So interesting part is we can just kind of chump. We can just chump this guy for days. We need to chump because we have. Another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we could hit a 9-drop or just play a lower drop instead. Wow, Villa is actually quite good. So we can hit a 6. I can swing with both because this has vigilance. And our opponent is forced to block this guy. So we'll probably go for a... You know what? Let's go for a 6-drop just for fun. It's definitely not the ideal play. It's fine. Okay, we survived that one. So we hit the menace. It's not over for our opponent yet, though. He can still hit a good 9-drop, but... Well, I'll take... We actually have Grizzlebrand, but I will accept Grizzlebrand Light. And now our opponent's in trouble. They can't swing. They can't block. Yeah, they have no ways of blocking. So we managed to get there. Whew, that was relatively good. Yeah, we'll do one more game just to round things off. I'm kind of sad that Historic has been delayed. Historic Horizons has been delayed, but well, we did get free drafts. Actually, I don't mind Historic Horizons being delayed. One, because it really only affects Historic. Two, it is a very good way to spend it's basically a huge money sink before. How do you say this? It's a huge money sink before Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Okay. Opponent leads. Are they really gonna do an X1 again? You know what? If there are enough good X1s, okay. I might be incentivized to try it, but generally, okay, a 0-5 is not enough to pressure. Wait until our opponent hits. Wait a minute. What's the cost? Hits a 1/3. So you may reveal whenever an enchantment enters the battlefield. Look at the top 3 cards. So with enchantment creatures, our opponent could draw into something. So we can still wait a bit. Yeah, this is the slight danger. I know. Actually, you're probably better off starting at 2 if you want to go for that one. The reason I avoid X1 is because we have a lot of creatures that are just like X creatures. We have a lot of green hydras, for example. Okay. Opponent might as well swing. Then we're going to drop. We're going to hit our own tree drop now. It might not necessarily outclass our opponents, but it's still something. Hey! We might get the boast creature. Now, the other danger here is that if our opponent hits an answer on turn under 4-drop, they're going to hit us for another 3 damage for free. So that's the risk we're taking. So it's not completely without merit to do early pressure. The caveat is that you do want to hit early pressure. And now our opponent is completely stalled because that's what they failed to hit. Now I could have also swung first, because there are some creatures with raid. Like but if I swing with this, our opponent just double blocks with this. This one gets blocked off anyway. So I'm still gonna hold back. We'll go for our 5-drop. See if we can get an advantage there. But also, there's no point swinging. Our opponent has a 0-5, so we're kind of waiting for this guy to go away. Shoo. See if we can get some advantage off the air. Opponent goes for a 6-6 trample. Now that's a big advantage. What do we hit in response? (4-2) Haste Mentor. So technically I could swing with this to make this a 4-2 also, which then just gets eaten by this one and this gets eaten. No thank you. We'll save it for later. I'm probably gonna just willfully take I'll willfully take the hit on this one. Also, our opponent's now stuck dropping 6 drops now, so they're gonna play the Bells and Lottery multiple times. Well, doesn't matter if they hit Niv Mizzet though, so we may have to rethink this one. Let's say our opponent swings. We could just double block with these two. Opponent probably wants to swing with that as well. Well, this one's going to be an obvious block. We'll take the hit for now. Because, for all I know, I'm the one who hits the Bells and Lottery, and the game's already over at then. (5-5). Now, interestingly enough, I can swing with these two. I take another 6. I'm gonna take 11. Yikes, that's not good. Yeah, considering we're gonna go down to... Yeah, we probably lost this one. I'll be forced to block. We'll see. It'll take a Miracle 7 drop, and our opponent gets to hit the 6 drop. Well, alternately, they could... Well, at least it doesn't have haste. Does this have reach? No, it doesn't have reach. Yeah, it's gonna go for it though. So considering neither of these can block it up anyway. So let's see what's our Miracle 7 drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even then, we might still be in trouble there. No flyers. Okay, that's good game. All our opponent has to do is just block like that. Our opponent could even have used this one, but they willfully took it. So, yeah, sometimes your opponent hits it. It's fine. I still do not approve of dropping X1s though. I might make an argument for X2s now, but I still wouldn't drop an X2 at this rate. And yeah, even though I lost to that one, I still think it's in an event like Momir, it's more of a case of more often than not are you correct. And I think more often it is correct not to play an X1. I will note though there are a good number of mana dorks at the 2 mana range already, so that might be something to consider. So you could take a gamble at ramping that way, which is probably fine. Anyway, that's it for this very quick episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone.